Hello, I'm Harrison, and today I'm presenting my thesis project, Reclaiming Roads, Thrissur, a proposal that challenges the dominance of cars in our city streets and instead imagines a walkable, inclusive, and people-first urban future for Thrissur. The quality of the city isn't measured by how fast cars can move, it's measured by how freely people can live, connect, and walk. Walkability is the foundation of a livable city. It improves health, fosters social interaction, supports local economies, reduces pollution, and makes urban life more equitable. But today our cities, especially in India, are designed around vehicles, not people. And Thrissur, despite its historic core, vibrant culture, and relatively compact urban form, is no exception. Our streets are congested, our footpaths are broken, crossing the road is a gamble, so I asked, what would it take to reclaim the streets of Thrissur for walking, for community, and for everyday life? Despite being known as the cultural capital of Kerala, Thrissur has streets that are increasingly hostile to pedestrians. Wide roads and underpasses isolate people from heritage landmarks. Pavements are fragmented, narrow, or obstructed by poles and parked vehicles. The iconic Swaraj Round, instead of unifying the city, divides it. Municipal strategies are pushing commerce to the outskirts, increasing sprawl and car dependency, and most businesses close early, meaning there is a little public life in the evenings. Meanwhile, walking, the most democratic mode of transport, has become unsafe and an inconvenient experience. Yet walking remains the most common mode of travel. The disconnect between how people move and how we design for them is at the heart of the problem. Any urban strategy in Thrissur must take into account culture and context, and few things are more central than the Thrissur Puram. Held around the Vaikunthanan temple, this festival sees thousands gather, elephants parade through the city, and musicians perform into the night. The street has become processional spaces, spiritual corridors, and platforms for spectacle, but to accommodate traffic, planners have introduced alien interventions like flyovers and skywalks that fragment the experience. My proposal embraces this cultural density. It designs streets not just for cars, but for celebration, gathering, and ritual. The project is rooted in spatial evidence. I conducted a multi-scalar urban analysis to identify both problems and opportunities. Space syntax models revealed which streets are most integrated and walkable by design. Visibility graph analysis highlighted where social activity is likely to concentrate. Pedestrian and traffic counts were conducted at 29 control points to reveal peak flow and danger zones. I developed a walkability index based on 3 key indicators: pavement quality, access to public transport, and road surface conditions. I also analysed the master plan for Thrissur, identifying how current planning is encouraging car-centric sprawl. These tools enabled me to target streets for intervention that would create maximum impact with minimal disruption. My design interventions fall under 3 major categories: street redesign and lane reduction. Vehicular speeds are calmed through raised crossings and textured paving. Protected cycle tracks and tactile ramps improve access for all users, including children, the elderly, and disabled people. The goal is not to ban vehicles, but to rebalance the equation so that streets can serve more people more safely. Modular infrastructure and active frontage. I introduced prefabricated kiosks, modular units clad in terracotta jali screens. These kiosks are multifunctional. They support vendors, offer seating, and adapt to festivals. During Puram, their panels lift to avoid obstructing crowds. At other times, they house coffee stands, info booths, and even medical stations. The design draws from traditional Indian market stalls, but brings a modular, future-ready approach. Each unit adds visual rhythm, economic opportunity, and comfort to the street. I identify leftover road space, wide intersections, and transition zones. These are converted into pocket plazas with trees, seats, and permeable paving. These aren't just aesthetic improvements. They manage monsoon flooding, reduce the urban heat island effect, and create much-needed rest spots. The idea is to transform functional corridors into social corridors, spaces where people pause, meet, and interact. This isn't just a design fantasy, it's engineered for implementation. A multi-utility tunnel runs beneath the redesigned streets, consolidating services like water, power, and telecom. This minimizes future surface-level digging and reduces maintenance chaos. The modular kiosks are built with steel frameworks and adjustable jali panels for light and privacy. Materials are locally sourced, easily replaceable, and cost-effective. Construction is phased, starting with smaller sections to minimize disruption during rollout. It's not just what we build, it's how we build it that determines the long-term success. Key challenge was designing for dual use, daily life and festival intensity. That's why the kiosks fold away during the Puram, viewing platforms are integrated into the modules, and all street elements respect temple sightlines and religious processions. The streetscape becomes responsive, festive when needed, and functional the rest of the year. Here's what my project achieves: an 800% increase in the pedestrian crossings around the Swaraj Round, a 70% increase in active frontage, 60% more street shading, a 50% increase in local economic activity, 100% increase in access to public space, and an 80% improvement in inclusivity metrics, tactile paving, ramps, and unobstructed pavements. This project is more than just a street design. It's a shift in philosophy. It challenges the assumptions that cars deserve the lion's share of urban space. Instead, it proposes that public space should first serve the public. People on foot, in wheelchairs, with push carts, with time to stop and talk. Thrissur, with its rich history, its tight-knit core, and its unmatched festivals, has all the ingredients to become one of India's most walkable cities. We just have to design for it. Let's make the city walkable, let's make the street livable, and let's reclaim the roads.